Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks again for joining me while looking into some more MTG market movers. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Let's get to it. So the first card is Sorcery Queen, moving up by 21% from Arabian Nights. So there are other versions of this card, the cheapest one being from 4th edition for 85 cents. If you really want black border, I guess you have no choice but to go to Arabian Nights. But other than that, if you just want this card because you think the art looks cool, most of the other ones are close enough, even the revised edition at $5.42, where you can get it. This card is not on the reserve list, so a price point of almost $500 is very much just based on people's wants for a certain kind of card. And while this card is old, there are probably other cards that are better, or at least equal, that may or may not be on the reserve list. It's important to think about what exactly you're getting it for. Next card is Mishras Factory from Antiquities. Now this is a very popular card. It has been moving from $74 in November of 2020 to almost $150 currently. The last couple of spikes are mostly because of the fact that it is very limited in Antiquities, but it has been printed plenty of other times. Double Masters at 37 cents. Eternal Masters at 49 cents. Even the 4th edition, which has very similar artwork to this, it's just a bit different color, is $2.81. You got a Judge promo at $100. I'm surprised that's still holding up. This card has been printed quite a few times. You're probably not going to have any issues getting it. You can get a Modern Horizons fancy extended version for $1.36, a Mystery Booster Pack for 44 cents. So it's out there if you want. You're getting the Antiquities extra when you buy cards like this. It is certainly not on the reserve list. Next is Prosperous Innkeeper from Forgotten Realms. This is the promo pack version, and it is moving up very slightly today. It could just be market manipulation. You can also get just a normal card, normal version for 46 cents as well. Here's a cool card. Curse of the Cabal from Time Spiral. This card has taken off pretty much since January 4th, 2021. Before that, it was crawling up slowly, but the spikes really did come around there. And while it does look like it's turning around a corner, I would be surprised if it somehow doesn't flatline or continue dropping. It has never been reprinted before. It is a suspend card, and the reason why it probably took off is because people suspected that suspend was going to be in Modern Horizons 2, and it was. There was support for suspend cards. So a card like this might still see some price spikes if there's more suspend cards coming in the future. Next, Gabriel Angel Fire from Legends. Now this guy is not on the reserve list. There is a 47 cents version of him in Chronicles. You can get him for $57 if you think that's worth it. Right now, the Card Kingdom is saying $40, TCG is saying $30, but the spikes are coming in pretty hard, especially in the last couple of days. This card has probably gone up by about 20% in just the last day. So, yeah, 21% just yesterday. Or today. Heroic Intervention from Forgotten Realms. 1 colorless, 1 green for an instant permanent you control, gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. A reprint, but a welcome one. This is a very in-demand card. You cannot get any of them for less than $9. In fact, $9 is still quite impressive because I'm sure some of these have to drop down at some point. Because a reprint like that can meet up to $9, $10. But, you know, the set's still coming out. So it doesn't really make sense for it to stay at $9. Buccaneered Ever Full Purse from Forgotten Realms. Don't remember this card. 2 colorless artifact. Pay 1, tap, roll a d4, and create a number of treasure tokens equal to the result. The player on your right gains control of Buccaneer Ever Full Purse. I don't like it. The card itself is not something that I really think is good, but the fact is, if you have an artifact deck, you can use this card for 3. You can hopefully get a good roll. You can double the tokens. You can get benefits from the tokens while your opponents can get benefits from the fact that it makes mana. So you might still be able to abuse it in some ways, but it just feels like it's not something that's really worth it. $1.39 on TCG Player, 25 cents on Card Kingdom. You tell me which one's right because they both look really far apart. Pure Steel Paladin, really good card from Forgotten Realms. This is the commanders, obviously. 2 white for a 2/2. Lots of plays with artifacts. The other cheapest version is $11.40 from Double Master, so there is no doubt that there's going to be an equilibrium. These prices are going to come down. This price is probably going to go up. It'll probably meet up somewhere around about $8 to $10. Angies Ravanger from Commander 2019. I actually think that this was a really good card even back then. The fact is, it does a lot of things for even decks that just burn through their hand really fast. 2 colorless, 1 red for a 3/3. It has to attack each combat. Whenever it attacks, you discard your hand and then you draw 3 cards. It also has madness for 1 red, 1 colorless. 25 cents on TCG Player, probably not the case anymore. Sitting at $2.49 a Card Kingdom, that sounds about a bit more right. Obviously, no other printing, really good card, and it has moved quite aggressively from June 16, 2021. Very aggressively, actually. Stolen Strategy, still on our list, another 15% gain or something similar to that. And this card is really popular, and like I was saying, it doesn't look like it's coming back down anytime soon, so yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on this. TCG Player right now is sitting at $12 almost, and Card Kingdom is reading $5.59. I don't think $5.59 is exactly right, but you're not too sure. Robe of Stars from Forgotten Realms. Pretty cool card, pretty cool artwork. I think this is probably one of those cards that's really hard to pinpoint right now. It is a rare, sitting at $2.50 on TCG and $3 on Card Kingdom. We'll have to see if that is going to stay the same for the next couple of days. Fracturing Gust, 2 colorless, 3 green or 3 white. Instant, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. You gain life for each permanent destroyed this way. Actually, really good card. And it's from Shadowmoor. This literally would have been the cheapest you could have picked it up for a long time. I feel like even at the price point of, let's say, $4, this is still a good card and maybe still cheap. It is from the Vault Annihilation Secret Lair series. There aren't that many printings of this card. There really aren't. So there's a chance that this card could be worth more than the price point that you see right now. Elephant Graveyard from Arabian Nights. Land, tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool or regenerate an elephant or a mammoth. Strange, are we expecting elephants and mammoths? It's actually not legal in a lot of places, which is weird. Card is $427 on TCG, $279 on Card Kingdom. It has never been reprinted and it is on the reserve list. There you go. So, moving over to MTG Goldfish, we will see what the biggest movers are for today. Toski, Bearer of Secrets, moving up by 5%. Shadowspear, moving up by 7% to sit at $15.48. The biggest drops are all from Forgotten Realms, the biggest one being Minion of the Mighty. Pretty cool. Dropped down by 42%. That's a big drop, actually. Shadowspear for the weekly change. Toski, obviously. Faceless Haven, yeah. Rest of it is all Forgotten Realms. For Modern, Sword of Feast and Famine on the list for the first time I've seen it. Maybe snuck in there from the previous ones, but 5% gain. Now sitting at the top. Darkness, obviously been there for a while. Leyline of Sanctity. Blood Moon, yep. Glimmer Void. Obro, Palace in the Clouds, yep, all expected. Blood Moon, Darkness, Leyline of Sanctity, Glimmer Void. Easy to point those ones out. That was what was happening for the last couple of days. And mostly fetch lands are what has been dropping. And Jace, Mind Sculptor. Cool. Moving over to Pioneers. So the biggest gains are Dragonlord Dramoka, Brazen Borrower, still sitting at $20. And Great Hedge, that's just a 1%. Oh, Morgus, God of Slaughter, dropping down by 7%. I wonder if there's something that's been announced that's caused that. Archangel of Thune, dropping down by 4%. Twilight Prophet, sitting at $30, dropping down by 3%. I didn't realize it was a $30 card. Liliana, Untouched by Death, moving up by 62% for the week. Other than that, biggest drop, Morgus, God of Slaughter, Elinda, The Dusk Rose, Twilight Prophet, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. I wonder if these two vampires are dropping just because that Innistrad might have a commander deck. That just reprint them because that's good value at this point. And last but not least, actually, you know what? We got one more thing to cover after this. We're going to have a look at the dual lands. Currently, they are still moving up, pretty much getting up to its equilibrium of average and market price. And the average and market price, similar case here at the equilibrium or just beyond it. So what I wanted to talk about was the fact that the US dollar is now about to show possibly some strength once this 200-day moving average crosses over the once the 50-day moving average crosses over the 200-day moving average. It means that there's going to be a bit of a pain for gold, silver. It's already preemptively happening. The dollar may drop significantly, but I'll be surprised if it doesn't find support on these two. This could also be a complete fake out. It really does depend on what the Federal Reserve government does. If they say, no, we need to keep printing more cash, or at least, loaning out more cash, then the dollar may fall. But right now, we are coming up to a very critical point where the US dollar is gaining a lot of strength, and things like the Australian dollar is about to lose a lot of strength. So there's a potential that they might start balancing out, like once this hits. Usually it has to test. So once the 50 and the 200 cross, that causes a golden, or in this case, a death cross. But the death cross has to be confirmed. So what will happen is the Australian dollar may go all the way back to test about 70, maybe 75, 70, maybe even 76. That'll be pretty harsh. Test 76, fail, and come all the way back down to possibly 70s or 68 or something. And then we'll see what happens. But I am interested because this is going to move a lot of other markets, and we'll have to see what happens in the next couple of days. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. Have a good one, and take care. See ya.